there is self in everyone, which is the self that is one, you say the self is always there, then there are numerous people, so how can there be so many real selves?
If there is self in everyone, which is the self that is one, you say self is always there, then there are millions of people, so how can there be so many real selves? None of them are real selves. They are human beings. They die. Self never dies. They are minds. Minds die, maybe in a million years. Minds die. They are not self. Neither mind, nor bodies, nor sense perceptions are self. Self is that which is only one, becomes many for experiences within itself. Here's a cup of water. Can I say this one water or two waters? One water. Right? Sip it now. There's a chance to take a little sip of water. Did I take one water? Still one. What happened to the one I took? Water consists of drops of water. It's not one drop. So many drops. Otherwise, I couldn't have taken some drops, it's still one water. This water that I'm showing you consists of how many drops? 10, 20, million, billion, trillion? How many can you see? All the numbers are correct, depending upon the size of the drop. Supposing you have 1,000,000 drops of this water sitting in this glass. They are sitting in the glass. They are part of one. Yet they are millions. What separates? Supposing I say 1,000,000 drops in one water, what is making the million? Something in the glass or in our heads? In our heads. We imagine the size of the drop to be smaller. In awareness, they become million. We expand our awareness, one water. That's the relationship of the soul with the oneness. It's oneness within the same. In fact, when I was young, I had great problem in understanding spirituality when it was explained to me that we as souls were part of the one, and somehow we got separated from the one and came down to various levels of different worlds. Now we are landed up far away in this physical world. Spiritual path is a journey back to that oneness. You struggle hard, go up and join. Ultimately you merge in that water. Merge in that. They even described the reality is an ocean, one ocean. We are all drops from that ocean. And we people, unfortunately, have been separated. These drops have been separated. One day, with great struggle, with meditation, with spiritual training, we will go and merge in that. I, as a thinker, in my young age, could not believe such a thing could be really a good thing. As a drop, I have a personality. Sun shines, the rainbow creates by the drop. It's a drop, has a personality, individuality. They are telling me, take all the effort to go back to the source, the ocean, and get merged in it. What will the ocean gain? One drop? What will I gain? Nothing. I lose myself. This is a lose-lose game. That's what I thought about spiritual path. That if this is true, what they are explaining, I'll never try to do this. But I was wrong. I didn't realize that the truth is totally different. Truth is we never left the ocean. The truth is we never left anywhere. We are part of the ocean. The only thing that made us drops was contraction of awareness to the size of a drop. That was the soul. All other things like mind, body, senses were added on for more experiences to the drop, which are experiences of the ocean. There was no separation. Therefore, when we say we merge, we don't merge. We expand our awareness to totality. As we go, we expand our size of the drop and ultimately become the ocean itself. So in a way, people have said, you might have seen a drop in an ocean. Have you ever seen the ocean in a drop? Yes, it is there. Because this is a game of awareness. When you are in this physical body, it's like a little small part of this created world. But where is the created world? Where it originates? Where does it originate? Inside your consciousness. You're carrying the ocean inside the drop. You're carrying the awareness of totality inside a drop of single soul in a single body. So that is why this is exactly different. And when you know the whole spiritual path is a question of expanding your awareness and going to totality, it defies this whole explanation of a drop having left the ocean and gone anywhere. So the many we are seeing are not real. They are made real by cutting off reality. The thoughts that we see and say we are thinking like that are not real. They are made real by cutting off the reality of consciousness through which the mind experiences. These realities have been created. But at the same time, you can say they're not real when you find something higher. In a dream state, people we see in the dream are not real. Then we wake up, they disappear. Not all of them. Let me explain that a little bit. When we go to sleep, we dream, and when we are in a conference, strange faces are in the conference. 4 or 5 we recognize our friends are also there. Friends that we know from wakeful state, they are also in the dream. Many are not. When we wake up, what's the difference between the friends we saw in the dream and the others we saw in the dream? The others were completely fictional. They don't exist. They're made up for the dream. The friends we saw exist in the dream. When we open our eyes, they also exist in the waking state. What would happen if we were to wake up again? We'll find that some friends we have seen here are there too. And they are in the same form like we are. Supposing we wake up again and again, we'll find so much creation created. One friend is still there, same as we saw in the physical plane. When we reach the top, we find the same friend is there, and we find the friend and the self are the same. This is a spiritual path. So therefore, there is somebody up there, the self, which appears all the way along, right up to here. And when we are here, the self gets confined to one experience. The many that are generated at each experience, they dwindle in size as they go into deeper experience of less awareness. So it's a very interesting way this whole thing has been set up. So when we say, what about millions of people there? They have created millions in this level of reality, and they are real while we are here real. Why are they not unreal while we are here? Because we are operating through the same body, same self, same definition which they have. If we are looking at from somewhere else, what will we find? If they are not real, so are we not real. If their body is not real, our body is not real. We have created a form of ourselves, and we see all other forms which are similar in matter as real. Reality is a created thing at all levels. Our definition of reality changes as we go from one level of consciousness to another. I said we are checking reality here by one sense perception corroborating the other. That's our only means. At other levels, we corroborate with perceptions also, but in a different way. At the top, in the universal mind, where there is no such thing, we corroborate reality whether it fits with our thoughts or not. Above that, whether it's conscious, what is not. Reality is different. And we create our reality. We don't create illusion. Some people have wrongly said, oh, this world is illusion. Pinprick will tell it, change it. Whoever claims it is an illusion, I can prove to him it is not. One safety pin. Pain can make it real any time. How can you call it illusion? How can you call any experience illusion? I am seeing you. Can I say it's illusion? No, I'm seeing. How I'm seeing is different. But to deny that your experience is not real is wrong. Experience is always real because you're having it. A conscious experience, no matter at what level of awareness we are, a conscious experience is real. But then we create reality from that experience. I'll give you again one example. Another sip of water, I have just had a sip of water from this glass. Was it real or not? I held the glass with my hands. Real. I tasted the water. Real. I saw the water. Real. I put it down. This glass is real. The water is real. Taste is real. Is it true? The glass is real. Water is real. And the lemon in it is real. Okay, now let's go, before we answer this question, let's go to a dream state. I'm dreaming and somebody offers me the same glass of water with the same water, same lemon in it. And I am addressing a group of people like you in my dream. And I'm trying to prove that the glass is real. I'm doing the same thing. I'm saying, here's a glass of water, and I taste it and say, isn't it real? Everybody says real. I also say real. Then I wake up. Was the experience of drinking the water real? Yes. I still remember it. It's not gone. The experience of drinking the water, looking at the glass, was real. Was the glass real? No. It disappeared when I woke up. When they try to describe the nature of illusion that creates this world, they forget this part. Illusion is not that the world is illusion. The world is that the real experience of this world is being misunderstood as the creation of an outside world. Experience is real, and that experience is making this reality. We are not creating illusions, creating realities. This is true up to the highest level of awareness, that what we create is, experience is always real. Always. Every experience. You have it. How can you deny what you're having? But when we jump to the conclusion, because we have an experience of the glass must be real, that's the illusion. And by waking up, we find the illusion. You are looking at this world, very real. If it was not real, tell me, very simple question. If I have even slight enlightenment in me, slight, and I know this is not real, why would I be talking to you? Why am I talking to somebody that's unreal? Why am I wasting my time and talking? One day I'll wake up and find none of you existed. Why am I, if I'm really enlightened? I'm not enlightened at all if I take you as real and I'm giving you a talk. Yet, what the truth is, this body of mine makes me this reality real. So long as I say this body of mine, material body is real, all material bodies are real. The whole material world is real. When I leave this body and go to another awareness, everything in that awareness is real because we're experiencing it. It's the experience that generates reality. And we have several levels of realities, sometimes called levels of consciousness. No difference between the two.